Hey everyone, I'm Rylin and we have the beautiful Annie here. Hey Annie.
Hi everyone. Hi Rylin. I'm so excited that we can do another episode together.
Me too. It's our first ever Galentine's Day episode and I'm so excited. I love doing these episodes because I feel like instead of being sad, maybe if you're not in a relationship or just Valentine's Day can bring the vibes down sometimes because it puts so much pressure, but I love to just celebrate the love that you have around you, even if it's not romantic, and just really make it uplifting and inspiring and empowering. And that's what we do best, right?
Absolutely. Just a friendly reminder, I'm not a therapist, psychologist, or expert in human behavior. This is a judgment-free assumption checking zone. Take what resonates and leave the rest.
Let's do it. I hope everyone loves this episode. I came up with the idea because I was in Target and I was obsessed. They had this beautiful aisle and it was like sour and sweet. And I was like, okay, I need that on the podcast. I texted Annie and she was like, explain this because we need to do this. So here we are. We're doing it.
Yes. Bringing
So
it to life.
I'm so excited. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'll ask you the first question.
And then I'll ask
So,
you.
what do you think of Valentine's Day right now, and does it feel more sweet or sour?
I would say it feels like both. Like I said, there's always that pressure, like you have to be in a relationship, you have to have this going for you. But I feel like now it's kind of like loving with your whole chest, but also knowing like how much that cost. Sweet because I still believe in love, but sour because I feel it deeply. So I feel like for me, it's kind of a mix of both, and that's okay.
I agree. It's totally okay for it to be a mix of both.
What about you? Would you say you resonate more with like a sour or sweet connotation when you think of Valentine's Day?
For now, I just think in this moment I'm currently in, I did have to go for sour. I think I would say kind of I'm gonna say like I'm not that old, but like decade if I just put it that way, or like every 5 years maybe, I don't know. It kind of has a different meaning and it kind of just keeps taking on a different meaning. So I feel like right now I'm just in more a bit of a like sour meaning where I just want to like hang out with my dog. I don't
Real. It's like I
want
don't
to do
want to socialize
anything
anymore.
else.
Real, literally.
So I'm gonna say sour only because I mean my friends like don't even live in the same state as me anymore. So Galentine's, if anything, would be virtual, but they all have significant others, so they're gonna be with them anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've just reached the sour stage.
I'm gonna put you up on Valentine's Day now. Now I'm doing
Okay.
that, so expect that. But hot girls have their dogs as their Valentine, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We don't need a man. Dogs don't talk back.
I don't know. Mine gives me looks sometimes, and I feel like I can like look into his eyes and just imagine what he's thinking or
You're like,
imagining of what he's saying to me
he's
right
just
now.
smiling at you. You're like, I feel judged. Um, what did Valentine's Day used to mean to you versus what it means now? I feel like we kind of just answered that, but if you want to add more to that.
So my take on this one was that I feel like if we go back to like high school, I always thought the Valentine's Day was super cute. We always had this thing too where in school we could, I mean, it was kind of like a fundraiser of sorts. I have no idea what the money went to, but we would like buy these little Valentines and I feel like they came with like a lollipop or something, but we would just send them to our friends and you would randomly like get them delivered to you throughout the school day. So it was like a little surprise. And we would send them like to friends, like boyfriends and girlfriends, we would send them to everybody. But it was kind of more just this sweet little surprise that we would get like during the school day because you never knew if you were going to get any or not. So I feel that made it like a really cute, like exciting holiday. I mean, I think as time went on, it's no secret that I'm a professional ballroom dancer. And when you have that job, you also kind of take on these jobs of helping other people celebrate holidays. So I would need to be in the studio making sure everybody else had a really amazing Valentine's Day, which is okay. I'm happy to help. But at the same time, it took away the possibility of me ever having one.
Makes
So
sense.
I feel like, again, kind of like sweet and sour there. But I guess if we go through the years, that's kind of what my brain thinks about like what it used to mean versus now. So now it's just a bit sour. I feel like maybe 2027 will be sweet.
We'll be back next year with Annie's
Cool.
different answer. I don't know, have you ever
I'll give
heard
you an update.
exactly, we're gonna give everyone an update. Have you ever heard "Sour" by Olivia Rodrigo?
I actually haven't. Was that it was the name of her album though, right?
Yes,
And
the purple
the
one?
song too?
No, it's just the name of the album. It's,
Oh,
like,
okay.
purple, and it has driver's license on it.
Oh, so yes, I have definitely heard it.
It's really good. That's what I think about when we keep saying "sour, sour, sour," and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Sour's not so bad."
I can like most definitely not sing whatsoever,
Mm,
but I used to like really go hardcore with driver's license in the car while I was driving, and it was like my own little mini concert. Not that anyone should ever like hear it, because I'm sure nobody wants to hear it. It was one of those moments where like you'd be singing and then somebody calls you and all of a sudden you heard what you actually sounded like.
right, and then you're like, "Oh." But, no, I love that so much. I feel like for me, like, Valentine's Day used to, like, feel like proof if, like, someone else didn't show up for me, it didn't it meant I didn't matter, and I feel like that's just not the case. I remember last year I had, like, a little Galentine's Day, and I was like, "This feels so nice to actually, like, recognize the fact that, like, love is all around, and you shouldn't wait for love to show up for you because it's everywhere." And it doesn't matter if it's 5 states away or if it's next door or if it's, maybe not in your life right now. Like you can find love everywhere. Your friends love you, your family loves you. I hope they do. They should. Um, so many people love and support you and instead of like looking for one form of love, you just need to recognize it's all around you and I feel like last year I kind of rehealed that version of myself and that definition for me. So, and then this year I get to celebrate my second book coming out, which I feel like is so cool because it's like so related to like Valentine's Day and like love, loss, and kind of like those weird in between feelings. So that will be like a huge deal. I'll probably do like a little like Valentine's Day party in relation to that. But I don't know. I just think it's a good day to celebrate the fact that like you can embrace self-love, you can embrace love for everyone you have around you, but we should love everyone every day. That's what I always say. Like it doesn't have to be February 14th. You should just love everyone every day.
I love that. And I mean, that was also like one of my things that I always thought about. And I guess kind of like the same for other holidays that are so specific. We can like celebrate people and give people things really any day. Like, I'm the worst when it comes to the holiday. I buy like something for someone and I literally want them to open it right now because
Right.
like I don't want to wait for a specific day for you to open it. But yeah, I feel like the world would be so much nicer if
Right.
everyone loved each other too.
Like, God forbid we all love each other and just like support each other. I mean, that's what we're all about over here, but I don't know. I don't get it. It's like, guys, you don't need to buy chocolates or flowers. Just tell your friends you love them, and that will mean more,
Exactly.
truly. So let's talk a little bit about songs. Do you have any songs that really come to mind? I just skipped a few questions, but I'll go back to them. Like,
That's a
for kind of a positive, I don't know, connotation to like self-love, uplifting vibes, and then what would be your sour? So, what's your sweet song and what's your sour song?
So my sweet song is Can't Blame a Girl for Trying by Sabrina Carpenter.
So good.
I know. I mentioned before, and I don't remember if it was one of our collabs or on just one of my usual episodes. I have that song on my playlist, my driving playlist, for a reason. Not because I necessarily listen to the whole thing every single time it comes on, but it just kind of gives me this mindful moment where, like, you know what? She is so right. Like, you tried. And even if maybe it didn't go the way that you were hoping or the way that you wanted, like you still tried. And for me, it's just this really good reminder that I do need to hear quite often. And sometimes it's related to relationships, sometimes it's related to career things, and sometimes it's just like totally random. But the song always makes me smile when it comes on. And for me, that's why I chose it as my sweet song because I think it's probably just going to be on my playlist like indefinitely because it's just like a little form of like a little reminder to myself.
I
So
love
if you
that.
haven't heard it, I'm sure you have, but if listeners haven't heard it, then I highly recommend. And again, maybe you don't have to listen to the whole thing, but it's just for me, it's that reminder to kind of be mindful in the moment.
Well, it's like when you try, you never have to like sit with the what if. Like, you tried, you did your best, and then you can never have to second guess or be like, I should have done more. You just know because when you try, you put your all in, and that's it. That's all you can do.
Hmm.
So I love
Agreed.
that.
Oh, I skipped sour. I didn't get to sour. Okay. So my sour song, I picked two.
Okay.
So I picked American. Oh wait, are we swearing? Can I bleep out some swears for
Yep.
this?
Do
Okay.
whatever.
It was American by Olivia Rodrigo.
Yep.
Because to me, I feel like that's just like it is like a song about self-love and being proud of who you are. And also she has like that little moment at the end. I'm not gonna sing it right now, where she like totally changes tune and it lightens up and they're kind of like affirmations, like
I love it.
bad affirmations, and I love them. Also, I put Her by Megan Thee Stallion because, I mean, not that I wouldn't describe it as sweet, I guess, is the reason I put it as sour. Not that it's a sad song or like a negative song in any way. I guess I chose my sour songs based on kind of their tone. But Her is just like a baddie, and I love that song.
I love it too. It's just like, it's so uplifting, and that's what you need with music. If you listen to sad music, you're going to be sad. If you listen to good, positive vibes, you're going to be happy and in the best mood.
Oh my
Truly.
goodness, the one song I can never get through like without crying is I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll. Like
Oh
I
my
can be
God.
totally okay and having the best day of my life and that song comes on and I am literally in tears, like probably at a red light with people wondering what the heck is going
They're
on
like,
with me.
is she
Oh my
good?
God,
Like, or
I
just deep
can't
behind.
get through that song like ever.
I
It's
know, I can't either. So I would say my sweet song, it's actually a
Mhm.
newer song. So when we were like planning on this, I had a completely different song, but I was like, I have to put this. It's called The Great Divide by Noah Kahan. I don't know if you've heard it, but you need to.
I have heard of him, so now
So
you
good.
gave me a
So this
song that
song
I
is
need to
really
look up.
good. This song is really good. I'm gonna send it to you because it captures like the feeling of growing while still carrying where you came from. It's kind of about distance, emotional distance, physical distance, timing, and then realizing that sometimes you don't cross the divide with someone, you grow on opposite sides of it. But it's a really beautiful song because it's not like you're angry or mad at the person, you still wish them well. It's he says in the song, I hope you fall in love, I hope you marry rich. And it's like it's really, really beautiful. It's like even though I'm no longer in your life, like I have good positive feelings for you, and I think that's why I like it so much. Something about me is like I used to be so ashamed of how deeply I felt, and then I realized like feeling deeply is why I'm so good at what I do with writing, and it's why I'm such an empathetic person because it's my superpower power. It's how I love, it's how I connect, it's how I feel and create. So I'm like, you know what? This song really like brought that out in me and almost like healed me a little bit. I'm like, okay, you know what, Noah? You just paid for my therapy this month. My sour song, not that it's sour, but I would say Decode by Sabrina Carpenter. I feel like that's like my favorite song to listen to when I'm like overthinking or overanalyzing things because she literally calls us all out on that. She's like, overanalyzed it like over and over again. And I'm just like, that's so me because like I'll do that all the time with text messages or like with situations. And it's like, you know what? There's no need to overanalyze something. If it ended that way, if it stop that way, there's a reason and you can't go back and you can't change it. You just got to move forward and accept what it is, and that's okay. So, I don't know. I always love a good Sabrina song always, but she writes a lot of sad songs. Well, okay, not anymore, but kind of. Even though they're kind of upbeat, it's like some of them I'm like, this is kind of sad.
Mhm. I
Like
did thoroughly enjoy Manfield at the Grammys, though.
Oh my God, Man Child during the Grammys was so good. She should have won.
Well, we both love Miss Sabrina. I don't
Oh,
think there's ever a way that we would ever stop listening to her music.
exactly. Like Sabrina,
I
come
say
on.
that as I'm wearing my Teddy Swim sweatshirt,
Okay.
but
It's okay. Sabrina, come on the podcast, please, actually. I'm gonna go back to a question I skipped. Do you think we've been taught to see love as one thing when it's actually a lot of flavors?
yes. And I feel like I took this answer quite deep when I was thinking about what I was going to say for this. So, I think that, you know, people kind of go through like this phase of when you know, you know.
Right.
Like for me, I just really don't like that phrase. I feel like it's like very unhelpful because I don't know. And very recently, like I found out that I might have known, but like I didn't know that I knew. But now that I think that maybe I knew, it's quite possibly too late. So for me, yeah, I feel like people say like when you know, or there's like this expectation to just kind of have this overall feeling like when you meet your quote unquote one, that like you're just supposed to have this like magical different feeling. And people just think that you know,
Right.
but I don't know. I need like billboards to tell me things.
Well, and I feel like I'm gonna add to that. When you've been through trauma and you've been through like really emotionally hard things, you're not gonna be so aware of something like that because you're gonna be second guessing, you're gonna be in your head, your body's gonna be like, is this safe? So you're not gonna be able to know so clearly. And I think that's why that phrase is kind of like a little bit messed up because from a psychological perspective, it's like maybe your heart knows, but your brain is like, no, this isn't happening. No, like I can't trust this. So I feel like it's kind of misleading almost a little bit.
Mhm. And I have to admit, Taylor Swift says it in one of her songs, and like I still like I don't know what she's talking about. Because she says like when you know, but when you don't, you don't. And I'm just like, but I'm so confused by that statement.
Let's just call her up. Like, Taylor, what did you mean? I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know what she's talking about.
But anyway, so I guess my main answer comes down to, yeah, I think a lot of people just expect you to recognize what love is, but it could also be like something completely different because at the end of the day, I feel like so many topics can just have so many definitions, and love is one of them.
I agree, truly. What would you say like sweet love looks like to you now, like more emotionally, not romantically?
I feel like giving hugs, and that's something that might sound simple, but that's something that's actually really big for me because I'm not really a hugger. I'm not someone who's like very like public display of affection. Just like in general, I'm not. So for me, I feel like, having a hug with someone that's like cozy and warm, or like just tackling my best friend when I do see her in like a massive hug. But yeah, I feel like that's my answer to that right now. Like just kind of, you know, embracing people and loving people, not like throwing massive public displays of affection on all of my friends, but I feel like just maybe that moment that I need to like appreciate it a bit more and like bring people close.
I agree. I agree. I love that so much because honestly, like hugs is something we all took for granted until COVID happened, and then we realized like these are really special to like just tell someone that you love them with a hug. Like that's so special.
Mhm. What about for you?
I would say like feeling safe in my own thoughts, like not over explaining my feelings, but like being allowed, I guess, to be soft without being punished for it. That's something for me. Like I want to feel safe in any kind of connection, and if I'm emotionally safe with someone, that's rare because I feel like someone can trigger me so easily these days. But it's also cool to like explore my growth because like I feel like last year at this time I was taking people's you can blur that out if you want. I don't care. I was taking people's and I would like still talk to people even if they crossed my boundaries or like did things that I could not like look over. And now it's like if you're gonna sexualize me, if you're gonna treat me like crap, blocked. You can go. Like so if I feel safe with someone emotionally, it's like wow, this is a big deal. Like if I can open up to you and talk about some really deep things, like that's special and that's love on any kind for me.
I think that's really beautiful. And like for me, that's like a sign that, you can let your guard down a little bit. Maybe not like all the way right away, but it's just kind of that feeling of letting your guard down. And for me, there's just like always certain people when I meet them, I get like gut feelings right away. So like there are some people where, yeah, I'm gonna be open like right away because I just have this really good feeling about you and like we click and I
Right.
love that. But then there's other people where I'm still like a little hesitant. I mean, for a few reasons. Like I'm also just shy and I'm working on that. But
Right.
yeah, I feel like just being able to let your guard down is such an, I'm gonna say underrated, like sign of security,
I
that maybe people don't notice all the time or right away.
I agree. I agree because it's not so easy to like let your walls down and be like, I've been through this and this is why I show up in relationships this way, but I feel like it's so important to do so and tell someone because if you don't, then they're going to be like, well, why doesn't she reply sometimes? Why does she act this way? And I feel like as humans, we tend to think everything is about us. So if you don't reply to someone or someone doesn't call you or reply to you, you're like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? And if they don't share, okay, I had this happen to me when I was younger, so I show up weird in relationships, you're just going to be thinking it's about you and they don't like you, they don't care for you. So I feel like just being open is so important, truly, in any connection because it solves like a lot of miscommunication issues. I don't know.
Agreed.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like I need a microphone to drop.
You'll just like add the sound effect like right there.
Mm.
What is something you're proud of yourself for surviving? I love a little self-love moment.
I'm looking for my answer. Hold on. Because
Okay.
I liked my answer for this one. No, I don't. There it is. Okay. So it was being in the completely wrong circle of people for a very long time.
Love that.
I didn't know. And I know to maybe some people that might sound crazy, but I think that when you're in certain situations, you, I mean, I hope that this doesn't happen to you, but I was completely manipulated by people who were around me for a very long time and I didn't know. So I think now it's complete self-awareness, and it's exactly why my circle is so tiny, very tiny, because I was hurt so badly when I found out everything that was going on. And it all kind of it started trickling in where I started realizing that something was wrong, and then it really just went completely wrong and I found out everything that was going on. I found out all these people who were talking about me behind my back. So that's something that I'm really proud of for surviving. And, my therapist told me today that just based on, discussions that we've had and kind of, getting to talk about the layers that most people aren't ever going to hear about, how strong I came out of all of that. Because, yeah, I don't think publicly I'm really ever going to talk about it. And I don't think anybody really has to. But that was something for me, not because I'm looking for validation, but that he said that to me today. It kind of made me realize, and I had written this answer before I talked with him today. And it just kind of made me realize, like, okay, that was like a really good answer for me to write because that wasn't something that was easy to get through. And I did. So we're going to do like a little pat on the back
I'm
for that
really
one.
proud of you for that because I feel like no one talks about it, but like the people you surround yourself with, you almost become them. And it's like if you're surrounding yourself with toxic people, you're gonna start thinking toxic thoughts about yourself. And I feel like it's harder to get away from them because you're like feeding into what they're saying about you, and you're like, well, these people say this about me, so it has to be true. When you escape that, you realize not only like how better your life is without those people, but how much room is made for the right people to find you as well. So I'm really proud
Mhm.
of you.
Thank you. I also feel like there's something to say though too, if anyone's kind of in the mist, if we call it like your escape from them, that part isn't easy either because
Right.
then you are going to have to deal with these people who they're not going to maybe go away right away. They're
Right.
going to start to ask you why you're being different or why you're acting like this. And then it's going to make you kind of second guess your decision to step away. But if you know that this is what you want, you need to still stay strong and actually complete the process of getting away from them and not kind of I'm going to say people please just for the sense of I can't think of what other phrase to use right now, but not to people please and then go back to them because you second guess your decision.
Exactly. And realizing like something I always say is like at the end of the day, when something bad happens, someone, stops talking to me, whatever, I'm like, would I want someone like that in my life anyways? And the answer is usually no. And then I'm like, so why would I go chase them? Why would I do this and that? And then, the empathy pours in and it's like, okay, wait, like I care about them, I love them, but sometimes you can love people from afar. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Because if someone's gonna do you dirty and say some horrible stuff about you, you have to say I love them, but I love myself more to not let them treat me like that and to let them talk bad about me in the next room because I'm not dealing with that.
I hear you. What about you?
I would say still loving and being soft after some of the stuff that I've been through because I feel like I think about this all the time. I'm like, wow, I could have really like turned into a really bad person after surviving all of this, but I'm still super soft and understanding and sweet. And I'm like, that's amazing that I'm still like the way I am. And I don't know, I'm really proud of that too, and I think it comes with the fact that, like, I'm so empathetic and I'm so understanding because of everything I've been through, and I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and they were like, "If you didn't go through all of that, you wouldn't be this version of you," and I'm like, "Okay, fine." Like, now I get that perspective. Like, now I'm gonna start seeing it that way, because it's like, it's so easy to be like, "Oh, I wish that didn't happen," but if that didn't happen, you probably wouldn't be this version of yourself either. So it's like, which sweet or sour thing do you want to take? And then you just have to realize, like, it had to happen so I could grow into this version of me.
That's really beautiful. And I do think that, if more people would reflect on something like that, kind of along the phrase of like a meant to be situation,
Exactly.
this is who you are because this was what was meant to happen. Even
Right.
though I know there are some people who don't necessarily believe in that statement for whatever reason it is, I'm always, well, now I guess I should say I'm a big believer in that, especially when you kind of take a situation that maybe was 5 years ago and now you look at it and you're like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And I feel like it can be bittersweet for some people, but if you learned from it, it was, in my opinion, the learning part is what makes it positive.
Exactly. And like, one of the questions I have is like, do you think sour seasons teach us something sweet? And I think so, because we have to have the bad days and the bad moments to appreciate the good ones and the sweet moments, because you don't always get those so easily.
Is there a song that felt painful at the time but now feels healing? My song. Okay, this is more of like, I would say from a friendship perspective though.
Okay.
So my song is Call Me When You Break Up by Selena Gomez.
Love that.
The reason being is, first of all, I was fine listening to it until I heard that it was actually about her best friend.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't know. I mean, that's what I read anyway, and I believed it right away, was that the song wasn't actually about like a guy, it was about her best friend.
Wow.
And then after I heard that, I cried like every time I heard it because my best friend is so far away and like I can't just go hang out with her when I want to. I mean, I'd have to go to Colorado every single time I wanted to hang out with her, which is a big deal. So
Really.
I feel like for me, that song was like so painful, just like especially getting used to her like leaving because she left with the plan of coming back. But
Oh,
now that she met someone, we don't know if she's gonna come back out here now. So for that reason, for me, that was like a very painful in the moment. But as long as I know she's happy, that's where I feel the healing part comes in.
exactly. And then it makes the time that you do get to share with her like more meaningful.
Yeah. Like when I forced her into a cold plunge tub because she'd never done it before. And she was like, it's so cold. I was like, get in.
So real. I'll never forget my first cold plunge. I was like, I'm freezing, and then I lasted like 5 minutes in there.
Yeah, now she keeps going back. So I'm so proud of her that me like forcing her to go in the cold plunge has turned into a very healthy habit.
No, and it feels so nice. Like, I can't even overthink in there. It's crazy.
I'm always like, okay, my fingers are tingling. Now my forearms are tingling. And now everything is tingling.
Just like I'm dying. Like, I can't even have any other thought about anything else. It's just whatever's going on in there.
What's your song for that?
Oh my God. I like all I do is listen to sad music. Have you heard Such a Funny Way by Sabrina Carpenter?
Yes.
I would say that's definitely it for me because it's like, I don't know, like I'll reflect on relationships after they ended, and that's something I really needed like last year at this time because I've had people make the excuses of like, oh, like I've had a lot going on or I couldn't reply. I hate when people are like, oh, my grandma died, my cat died, and it didn't actually happen. It's like you're making all these excuses because you don't want to show up properly. And when that song came out in December, I was like, okay, I totally needed this last year because I feel like it would have made me feel so much more seen. But that's something I've been like replaying when people kind of treat me like crap. I'm like, okay, I've experienced worse to the point where I could relate to this song. I'm not gonna let this garbage happen right now.
I hear you. And yeah, I feel like again, it's kind of a moment where maybe you didn't have the song like when you felt that it was happening, but now that you have it, I feel like maybe you can listen to it in a different tone. maybe,
Exactly.
or you can kind of at
Or
least hear it and be like, okay, in the moment I wasn't imagining things. Like Sabrina's saying about it, which means it is not just me.
literally, and it gives you justice almost, like younger you like can come
Mhm.
out through you and like sing it. But I don't know. I think it's ridiculous how we almost romanticize these really horrible things, like people being emotionally distant or emotionally unavailable, because it's like that's so unattractive, or people that are insecure about themselves. If you're insecure about yourself, me growing and expanding and doing what I'm doing is not going to make you feel any better. Like when I get upset about losing followers, I'm like, these people most likely feel bad when they look at my content. So you know what? They can unfollow. Like go ahead, please unfollow because it's just going to keep being more big and authentic, and if it makes you feel bad about yourself, please leave. Like
Mhm.
it's not going to get any easier or any like toned down. I do things at volume 100. So I think when you realize that like people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves, and sometimes we mirror back to people where they have to grow and change, and some people are scared of that, and that's okay. But that's why things kind of end. I think sometimes people are just like, I can't grow into that version or that person that deserves her. And you know what? Then please leave. Make space for something better.
I hear you. And I think that it's hard sometimes,
It is.
but again, I kind of like personally, I don't love when people say the phrase to me, it's gonna take time. At the end of the day, that is kind of what it takes. I just think in the moment when you don't want to hear that, it's a
Right.
different feeling. But
Please.
then when time kind of passed, you realized, oh, okay, well, maybe that's why that happened.
Exactly. Before I ask the next question, I want to ask you, like, what are your thoughts on girls who kind of stop talking to their friends after they get in relationships?
Mm,
I don't like that.
I think my take on it, and this is just kind of for anyone overall, it's like there's always a choice to put effort in
Right.
somewhere. If you're busy, but you're not busy 24/7. If you really want to make time for someone, you can make time for someone. And I'm a big believer in that. Maybe if I look at my schedule right now, yeah, it looks insane. But even if I have 5 minutes right here, I don't need to go buy a coffee during that time.
Or you
I
can
can,
call someone doing that.
correct, or you can multitask and you can be on the phone, while you're doing something else, maybe. And I just think it's, these little check-ins or just acknowledging someone's message like, hey, I'm really busy right now, but I promise I'm going to get back to you. And sometimes I do things where I'm like, listen, if you don't hear from me within a certain amount of time, send me a text because I have a lot going on right now and I want to get back to you, but maybe I'm going to forget because I have a million things going on and I have a bad habit of not writing half of it down.
That's so true though, like what you just said. It's something my therapist and I like always talk about because I have like a person that means a lot to me, but I'm the one who kind of pours more of the effort. And I was like, well, do I message like him on his birthday? And she's like, go, and that's in May. And she's like, you know what, go all this time. And if it's May and you haven't heard from him, that's your answer. And I'm like, why is she so right? Like, relationships are two-way street. And if someone's not checking in on you, and yeah, we all have things going on. I mean, you can share your list, I can share mine. But at the end of the day, if something's important to you, you make it known. You send a quote on Instagram or a text or a how are you? Something quick. We're all on Instagram all the time. It takes 5 seconds.
It's true. And sometimes I think there's different ways that people check in. If I'm someone where I'm sending you a meme, that's one of my ways of checking in with you. It might not be like this really long, heartfelt message, but if it's a meme that made me laugh really hard, I'm sharing it with you for a reason. So
Exactly.
it doesn't even have to necessarily be like a really detailed check in with someone. It
Exactly.
can just be something like so simple.
Exactly. Like,
I found the question that you asked me
okay.
before.
Yeah.
No, I don't know that my answer is going to be very helpful, but I wanted to full circle and come back to it. So it was, do you think sour seasons teach us something sweet later? My answer is, and this is for anyone who's like in the midst of a hard time right now, I am going through something. Rylin knows. I'm going through something that's like really, really hard right now. And in this moment right now, I don't know how this could come out with a sweet ending.
Right.
So I guess my message to anyone who is going through something right now is I am too. I have no idea what the lesson's going to be. I have no idea what the outcome is going to be. I hope that there's a lesson some kind. I might not like whatever lesson it was because I'm upset. But at the same time, I think that it's going to take time for me to figure all of this out and to kind of process what my next move is going to be. So, I guess my message with this answer is if you're going through something hard right now, it's okay to not know how it's going to come out in the end of all of it.
I love
It's
that.
just important that, I mean, currently my best friend is texting me like every day to make sure that I'm eating well and to make sure that I'm staying hydrated and not just like pounding caffeine and coffee back, that I'm actually having water. It's like simple things like that because she said, you need to take care of yourself right now. And I don't even know what that means. And that's when she started sending me, make sure you're eating, make sure do your red light. She knows I like to wear my red light mask. She knows I like my sauna blanket. She's sending me these little reminders just during the week to make sure that like I take care of myself. So again, I guess my point is just if you're going through something, so many other people are going through something, even though they might not talk about it or they might not share it publicly. And it's okay to just not know how it's going to come out in the end.
True. And like I feel like even if you don't know, like an uncertainty is scary, just taking that time to like take care of you, at least you know like no matter what the outcome is, if you're taking care of yourself, you're gonna be okay no matter what.
It's true.
That is
It's
true.
true. There's one question, wait, I want to come to. Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Is there a song that helped you reconnect with yourself after a hard season?
I'm gonna go look at my playlist right now. But do you know who Madison Beer is?
Yes.
I love her new album. But I would say her song Bittersweet definitely like reminded me like you can be in this weird like state of like mixed emotions. Like yeah, you're upset and you're sad, but you're also glad it ended and you're like, you know what? Like if I would have stayed in that, it also would have broke me. That song definitely has done it for me. Her whole album Life Support has like really helped me kind of reconnect with myself because a lot of it is like self-identity related and then like really mirroring back to you like what do I deserve in connections and in life. And when you hear music like that, it's almost like okay, wait, like I've been accepting horrible treatment from people. I don't deserve the stuff I have around me, and it's okay to cut that out and just be by myself. Like there's nothing wrong with that. So I love that album so much too. But Bittersweet has been really healing for me because it shows you like you don't have to be completely over it. You don't have to be completely healed. It's okay to be in the in between.
That reminded me of, my song for this one is actually by the same artist, but what you're saying is, it was a song Indifferent by Megan Maroney.
Love
And
that.
it's about it's okay to be indifferent and to have kind of like just, what's the phrase? Like blasé, kind of just feelings about a situation. And sometimes I think it's good to spend time there because you're not completely sad about something. You're not necessarily really excited about it. Like, it's okay to kind of sit with it and be in the middle. But my answer for this one, it wasn't that song, but it actually it happened to also be by her.
Wow.
It's I'm Not Pretty by Megan Maroney. Did you hear that one?
I love that one.
So my reason for loving that one, I mentioned in an earlier question about, people talking about me behind my back and just that really hard time. And this song just like instantly like reminds me of like how well I'm handling the situation now because it pretty much calls out, if you're going to go around talking about other people, if you're going to go around spending your time thinking about me and like judging me, like why are you even here?
Right.
Like one of my favorite lines is when she says something about like go bake a cake. Like
Yeah, literally, like get a
make
life.
yourself busy.
Get a life. Go bake a cake with my face on it, probably at this point. But it's like at that point, it's like, why are you so you're not you don't want to be another person. You're just jealous and you don't like yourself. You know, that's what it
Mhm.
really means. You just don't like yourself and you're not happy with yourself. So talking bad about someone else makes you feel better because you're not happy with yourself. And it's like you're stuck with yourself for the rest of your life. Like I would become someone I like if I were you guys. Come
It's
on.
true. It's true for sure. I agree with that about becoming someone that you like because you are stuck with yourself.
We were born alone and we die alone. Like, come on. And we're stuck in the in between. I mean, those 1 a.m. thoughts, it's just you and your brain. I just called Annie out real quick. She's like, "What?"
If you're watching this with a video, you just saw like my massive change in my facial expression.
She's like, "Rylan, are you in my house? Where are you hiding?"
Oh god. All right, you can choose a question next.
I mean, I guess we're gonna kind of wrap this up. We have 3 questions left. What is one way you're choosing yourself this Valentine's Day?
I was just planning on having like a day to myself, like an everything shower, putting on one of my favorite TV shows, probably jumping in my sauna blanket, hanging out with my dog. That's kind of where I'm at right now with all of that. What about you?
I'm just gonna like celebrate me and everything I've survived and overcame and just realize how much I love myself more now and how like even if you've been through horrible things, like for everyone listening, you can go through horrible sad things and still love yourself. Like just because you've been through bad experiences doesn't mean you deserved it or you put yourself through that. Like something I always have to think about is like when I started a connection with someone, I was not going into it thinking this is going to hurt me. I'm doing this to harm myself, even if it ended up being a harmful connection. So when you realize like every intention we've ever had as humans before we've been through something bad is usually a good intention. We don't do something to hurt ourselves or put ourselves in harm's way. And then when you realize like, you know what, I've been through all of that and I can still love myself and realize like none of that was my fault. I didn't deserve any of that and I'm still a beautiful person who deserves love and care. I think that really matters. So that's what I'm, going to be celebrating and embracing like self-love, all the love I have around me, the 2 books that I have now in the world's well almost February 9th. That's Monday. I want to vomit. Anyways. Um but just like everything that I've poured out and all the little different like forms of love that I have because I think that's something so worth celebrating.
That is so beautiful. Every time you talk, I'm like, she's totally an author. Like, she just says everything in the most beautiful way. And then I'm over here like, this.
That's why we work. Anyways, that's why we work. That's why we work. Um But I do say some F words. Like I've said it in one of my books. I'm like, oops, I feel bad if someone's like really religious grandma's gonna be like reading this. But anyways, forgive me.
I'll clap for you when I get to it.
Yeah, you're like, yay, an F word.
We love it.
We love it. We do.
Can
If you
I
could
jump in with a question?
go for it, I'm ready.
So, if a listener feels lonely this Valentine's Day, what would you want them to hear?
Firstly, like there's nothing wrong with feeling lonely. I think we all like feel like we need something or someone. And something I actually just told someone who's like, "Oh, I haven't found my person." It's like you can go find anyone on the street. Do you want to find someone to just find someone or do you want to save the space for someone beautiful and aligned with you that will grow with you, help you see yourself more clearly, change your life? Etc. And I think it's the second option. I think it's really cool to just sit with your own company for a while instead of finding someone who doesn't meet any of your expectations to just say you have someone to fill that slot. So I would say just, you know what, embrace the fact that you are a beautiful person who deserves the world and deserves all the love and care and you realize that and you know that and you're not going to settle for less. And do something fun, make cookies, call a friend, watch a fun show, read a book, do something for yourself, get your nails done, act in self-care and self-love and realize like, you know what? Maybe I don't have someone beside me, but would I want to have someone to just say I have someone? Probably not.
That's so true. That's really beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
actually, I just feel like this question shows our personalities very clearly because when I wrote down my answer to that by the word, like, what do you want them to hear? I was thinking music. And I wrote down man child, LOL.
Well, you know what? If you guys were wondering the difference between Rylan and Annie, there it is.
She just gave like a really beautiful answer. And I was like, you should listen to man child by Sabrina Carpenter.
Annie was like, men suck, lol.
I literally wrote LOL too, like right in big caps next to man child. Yeah.
We
I
love
highly recommend like a very therapeutic session of blasting man child and just dancing around your kitchen or wherever, even if you don't know how to dance.
Exactly. It's so healing. And then you maybe like throw something at a man. No, I'm kidding. Never mind. Throw a copy of Once Upon a Time I Survived Myself. You just chuck it at a guy. Anyways, no.
We'll save the damage to the men to Sabrina.
Exactly. Oh my God. Did you watch her Muppet special?
I actually, right before I signed on to our chat now, I was scrolling and Sabrina came up, but it was just like a short little clip that she
You
posted.
need to watch it. She started like throwing things at the Muppets. I was like, Sabrina.
That's very, that's very her, and I do love that. I don't know that I would throw anything at them. I feel like I would have to like not be distracted by the person currently controlling them.
Right. They're just like, I don't know, the Muppets are just so cute. Like, don't throw
I
anything.
was never really a Muppets kid growing up, so I have to admit, now when I'm around children in the family, they love the Muppets, and for me, it's my first time watching them, and I'm still trying to memorize all of their names um, as we watch it. But yeah, it's cute, and I'm getting used to who they are and kind of like what's going on there.
I love that. So if you could tell your younger self one thing about love, what would it be?
Hmm. I said that you deserve the world, baby girl, and not to rely on anyone else to give you that world.
I love that. I want that on a shirt. You should do that.
Okay, I'll pick a good font.
I'll wear it. I will so wear it. And I put you don't need to be less to be loved because I feel like growing up, I thought I had to shrink myself, be less talkative, try and just like be so quiet and water down myself. And now it's like what you see is what you get. And if you don't like what you see, bye, go to the next room. I literally had a guy tell me my depth scared him, and that was just from texting. I'm like, wait till you find out I write books.
I don't
Not
know the weirdest thing that a guy ever told me. I'm sure there were plenty of things. I don't know. I can't think of it. I feel
mm,
like with me though, I'm just like, again, when I'm very comfortable and relaxed with someone, stuff just comes out. And like sometimes I guess it's just really funny, even though I'm being serious. I don't know.
I literally like I don't know. It's just like you just want to laugh sometimes. You're just like, what do you mean? It's like, what do you mean? You have the audacity to say that. Like, that's great.
Maybe we should do an episode like decoding text messages that we've gotten
I would love
and
to do
like go through it and say, okay, well, this person said this to me and this is what I thought, but apparently this was like what they meant.
that. Exactly. We should do that. That's stay tuned, guys. Annie, I loved doing this with you. You guys should go follow her podcast. She's probably talking to other guys. She definitely wasn't. She was recording this episode with me, but it's on all streaming platforms. And follow my show, Take Care of Your Body by Rye, on all podcast platforms. And follow us on Instagram. You can follow me for my podcast stuff at Take Care by RY and Annie.
At SPTTOG podcast because the full name is too long for a handle.
Instagram work on that, but that's not the point. Thank you guys so much. And remember, be gentle with yourself this Valentine's Day. Make some cookies and don't let men make you cry because they're not worth it and they're probably too short.
I'm giving thumbs down right now.